already said, my name is Christoph Zenk. I'm co-founder and CEO of Seasonax, and we have expertise in seasonalities, or like in other words, recurring patterns. While I'm bringing to the table marketing and data-driven advertisement knowledge, my partners are out of the banking industry. They have historical info, they come from the fund side. They do trading, and all of that experience put together makes us the company we are today. And what we try to figure out is like how to solve problems which we have today, because there's so much data around which we can use, but it's almost too much data, the one thing. And on the other hand is how can I apply that data for the financial markets and for my investments, which means I want to find a solution and a decision for where to invest my money with like a very low delay. And I want to have the perfect timing when it comes to my decisions. So what we do with our application is we have an analytics and visualization application which enables professionals and retail users to identify and evaluate seasonal patterns and use them for their tradings. No matter if it's currencies, commodities, stocks, whatever, even cryptos, you can find those seasonal patterns and use them in your daily trading. So what is seasonality anyways? Maybe some of you know the saying, sell in May and go away. It's been here for a long time now, almost 60 years. And what it means is what you see here. Like the Dow Jones here for the last 60 years, the red line would tell you how your performance would look like if you would invest from May to October, and it's almost zero, and how it would look like if you have been invested from November to April. That's like 3,000+% in just 60 years, which is an opportunity you should know and use. But how can I create charts which can be used by professionals and private individuals? I have to get the data of all the assets which are out there, wherever it comes from, and I have to have clearing algorithms and seasonal algorithms which create out of that the seasonal charts which I can interpret. Like what you see here is a chart how it would look like if we are done with a single asset. It will always start at 100% and show you over the year how the percentual change on average would be on a single asset. We not only develop an application which you can use to identify and evaluate your patterns, we do create our seasonal insights, which means on a bi-weekly basis, we release newsletters which will tell you where opportunities are, how you can use them. And for institutional clients, we have a screener which allows us to screen portfolios and tell the users where opportunities would be within the portfolio or an index, for example. Who would use that? It could be professionals, could be traders, hedge fund managers, analysts, whatsoever. Funny thing is that now the retail market is getting bigger because I don't get much out of my bank account, so I have to invest somewhere else, and it's a very easy way to analyze stocks. Where do I have to? Oh. One example I can show you here is the US dollar index out of the last 30 years. Through tax regulations, in the last week every year, you have outflows in the US, and the next week it comes back again. That inflicts directly US dollar index and is a type of a seasonal chart for a currency. What I wanted to show you is one of my favorite stocks, and it's a single stock. It would be about Adidas. I like that very much. I wear them if I'm not in a FinTechMatters setup. And it has a really nice, interesting seasonal pattern in February. So what would I do to find those patterns? I jump to the website. I would see featured patterns which I could look at, but I would search for Adidas. Out of the 20,000 plus assets which we have, you would go directly to that stock. I would jump to Adidas, and now I see a seasonal chart which is based on 10 years, starts at 100% and changes over time. Like the stock is performing pretty well over the last years, but I want to figure out, is there a period somewhere in between which I could use? And if I jump to another view of that data, I would see that from February to April, it seems like I have an 8% plus on average. That sounds interesting for me. So I would mark that section directly, and I would instantly get feedback on how well that pattern performed in the last 10 years. And I would see here, 9 out of 10 times Adidas in that pattern would have performed well. I would have had an income like 16% average returns, and in 10 years it would be 93% plus. That way to analyze stocks, commodities, currencies, whatsoever is very easy, and our partners do like it. That's why we're already integrated in Bloomberg and Thomson Reuters already. We are available on Web 2, and if you are try to figure out how this works, jump on the website, start a free trial, and if you want to be a subscription user, use FinTech50 and you have a 50% discount. Thanks from my side.